It's just oh man. Hey, y'all, what is good, peoples? Devontae back in the house. The first ever live stream on this channel, man. We going big, man. Going big. We got my brother from another mother, man. Straight out of London, moving to Barca soon. So we might change the name to Barca Side. My guy, Northside LDM, man. How you doing, man?
Well, big up Devante, man. Love for having me on. I'm good, man. You already know, man. Listen, when we talk about Arsenal at the moment, it's okay. You know what I mean? For
Yeah,
the
yeah.
North London derby, man. But yeah, you're bringing down the mood talking about Ajax and Benfica, man.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Like Arsenal, like we gave Spurs an ass whooping, and now we got to talk about two teams that are not in a good space, man. Like Ajax have been horrible this season, especially in the Champions League. I saw Benfica in the Champions League, and they're also not doing that great. I don't know how you're doing in the league, so I cannot really say like how y'all performing in the league. I think you, of course, have a better view when it comes to how Benfica performs in the league.
Mm. Yeah, not in the league. Look, we're third, in it. We're third, but we are dropping points to certain teams that we should be winning lately. You know what I mean? Aruca, we beat 5-0. Tondela, we beat 3-0. Vitoria, we beat 3-0. But then the recent performances, Casapia dropping the points. You know what I mean? That you shouldn't be dropping points like that. Even our last match against Atletico CP in the cup, in the Portuguese FA Cup, like that was a hard watch. That was really, really poor. When we rotated the squad, and that team that we played in the cup, that was a League 3 team, and we were struggling. We had to bring in our starters. This is a League 3 team, and Benfica are probably like the highest spenders in Portugal, and we're struggling. It's like, yeah, man, the football hasn't been all that. Like it really hasn't. So listen, my only expectation is to win the league, man. Win the league, win the cup. You know, I already know we're not doing anything in Europe, bro. When it comes to Europe, I ain't got no confidence. I know you ain't got confidence in Ajax, but I ain't got no confidence coming into this game, bro. I can't lie.
Yeah, yeah, because from what I know, I do know Porto is on top of the league.
Yeah.
So Benfica, I think y'all like third or fourth.
Third. Yeah.
Third, yeah. Ice is much worse. We're like six now. We lost this weekend against Excelsior, who just promoted. The club is a lot of disarray going on at Ice at the moment. We're not doing well inside and outside. The fan base is a ticking time bomb. It's looking like it's going to implode very soon because we're also looking for a new manager. We're also looking for a new technical director. The quality is not good enough, man. It's grim, just like the interim manager we have now. Like it's grim right now, man. And I just hope that before the winter break starts, and we can at least find a new manager, then we can at least find a new technical director because they were saying that we're not going to get a new manager before we get a technical director, which I understand. But we're putting people in charge of this team that cannot like train the basics. The basic fundamentals is missing. Last season when we have Farioli, right, who's now at Porto doing a great job, he set the foundation of okay, we're gonna play like this. We're not gonna play attacking football. We're gonna play pragmatic, but that's what we have to do so we can at least like build a foundation towards winning the next season. I didn't give him a chance. Also because he's foreign. In this country, it's very hard as a foreign manager to come in and implement your philosophy. Simply because we're kind of xenophobic with foreign managers. Feyenoord as well, they had a problem with Priske as well. At PSV, Schmid, you remember him? He was your manager.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So it like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard for foreign managers to come in and do that because they get chased away by the media, chased away by the club, and now we're stuck with this mess. So I feel like tomorrow's game, to me, if Ajax wants to make a statement to move on to better times, then they have to win tomorrow. But again, you guys are furthermore ahead in terms of the development, in terms of the players that you have, and of course, Jose Mourinho, a way better manager, way better. Even though he's past his prime, he's still a legend. He's still a good manager.
Mm. Yeah, no, look, I don't put all the blame on Jose with what's going on at Benfica. There's definitely, I've been calling for a defensive rebuild. I feel like the club itself needs a rebuild. I'm very disappointed with the Benfica Socios. 85,000 voted, and most of them in favor of Rui Costa, that I feel like has been making some horrendous signings, man. Horrendous signings. Some of them we're still yet to see if they're going to reach the level necessary, but a lot of them are very frustrating. Luca Bacchio, a very frustrating player. Very frustrating. Even when we played Chelsea, like, to be fair, cool, we lost that game from a own goal, but his decision making in the final third is frustrating. Sudakov is good in the league. Champions League, I don't see him. You know, I don't see him when it's in the Champions League. Martins, for me, isn't good enough. You know what I mean? Richard Rios, he did well when he came on. He scored a goal in a cup, but another one in the Champions League, I just think it's a couple levels too high for him. Barachea as well. We got a lot of players that they perform well in the Portuguese league, but the Champions League is just too many levels above them. And Aranju as well. I think he scored the own goal against Casapia. Horrendous. Yeah. Arsenis, I don't know why he always gets into the squad. Otamendi's a bimbo. You know what I mean? Dow is rubbish. Trubin I rate Trubin. And Pavlidis, he's gone, like, he's not firing. You know what I mean? He's gone a bit quiet lately. He's not firing like he used to. So, you know what I mean? I want to see the Pavlidis that went up against Barcelona. Not the Pavlidis that didn't perform against Bayer Leverkusen. So, yeah, man, it's frustrating because I feel like, obviously, everybody knows Jose Mourinho teams to be built on defenses. But the thing is, he hasn't even had a transfer window. But at the same time, remember, he's a Porto legend, not a Benfica legend. You know, and I feel like because of that, he's not going to get afforded a lot of time. You know, obviously, Rui Costa, that's how he got himself, you know, another term in the club by getting Mourinho, because it's the flashy name, it's the big name. But all that's great, bro. But if you don't back it up, then there's no point. You know, like Mourinho at Spurs or Conte at Spurs. Like, if you don't back these managers that want to win with the right players, you know what I mean? It's a job half done. You know what I mean? And like I said, this. I just don't. There's a lot of issues with the team, bro. I'll be real. There's a lot of issues with the team, and there's only so much a manager can get out of certain players. But at the same time, like, I want to see Perstiani get more minutes. There's certain players I want to see them get more minutes. But right now, I can't really tell you our identity, bro. Like, we weren't looking very good in the last game in the cup. And I look at some of the games and, you know, I just, Benfica are very frustrating. If it's not the system, it's players missing opportunities. If it's not the players, it's the system. It's just annoying, bro. I can't lie. It's annoying.
Yeah, like, I feel you. You know, Benfica to me are also kind of in the spot where, like Ajax, where you sell like some of your youngest talents too soon. And you've said this before on multiple streams, like when you sold Joao Felix too soon, Enzo Fernandez,
Darwin Núñez.
Yeah, Darwin Núñez as well. And I forget some. Oh yeah, João Neves, of course, at PSG. No, we as well have that problem because we of course we cannot afford to give them the salaries that they would get in the Premier League or in Spain, right? We sold Hato to me too soon. Timber was doing a good at Arsenal, so I'm not mad at Timber to Arsenal, of course. You know, helps us. And many others. So we cannot build like a team that stays together for like 3 or 4 years. I think Benfica as well has the same problem where like in 1 or 2 years, your best players move somewhere else. And it's unfortunate though. And I feel like back in the days, right, when I look at Benfica from the 2000s and the 2010s, y'all were able to at least keep like your best players for a longer period, right? Then I look back at Cardoso, Aymar, Naldo. Yeah, Gaitan. I forget about Gaitan. Gaitan's a baller, man. So y'all were able to at least keep these players around and dominate, even though Porto around the time was also very good. So unlike us, you know, we just have it hard to keep teams together. You know, Pavlidis to me, when I look at Pavlidis, like he is your best player. That's a guy that Ajax was actually looking at when he was at our set, but we didn't have the funds. So now he's killing it at set. Pavlidis to me is very underrated. Pavlidis to me, and I'm gonna say this right now, he's gonna score tomorrow. Pavlidis loves scoring against Ajax, so that's why I lean more towards Benfica winning, because you also have somebody who's experienced at Eredivisie level that played against Eredivisie teams, which means Ajax.
Mm. Yeah, I hear that. I think sometimes what's frustrating me with Pavlidis lately is he takes too long to release the shot, bro. That's the thing that annoys me. Like, if he ever wants to move up and go to the Prem or go to Spain, he's gonna have to release that shot a lot faster. Sometimes he tries to set himself. He takes way too many touches sometimes, and it's like, Pavlidis, just hit it, bro. Do you know what I mean? Just work the goalkeeper. But by the time he releases the shot, the defenders close down the angle, and he just blocks it. And it's frustrating, because I feel like if he was a lot faster with his decision making, I feel like he'd score even more goals. But he definitely is a top striker. I like Pavlidis. I think he's a very good striker. But then this is what I mean. What we have here at Benfica is like, somebody will rise above the crop, but then as soon as they rise, the team doesn't follow, because the team is very average, and then we let go of them, and then we're back in disarray. We're back at, you know what I mean? We're back to square one. And that's the problem, bro. Like, we've got a lot of, it's always individuals. Before we had squads, you know, like we had David Luiz, we had Edison, you know what I mean? We had Luizan, we had a squad of players that all were at a good level. Now it's like, we've got a bunch of basic players, and then one may, you know what I mean, like an Enzo or Darwin or a Felix. And then all of a sudden we lose them, and then we lose the whole spark of the team. And that's the frustrating thing, bro. Like, it's like, as soon as we're starting to build something, it just all goes down. And I don't understand why Benfica just can't go to Brazil. I mean, all the Brazilian teams, I said this the other day, all the Brazilian teams that are reaching a couple of Libertadores, they're all Brazilian teams, bro. They're dominating. Do you know what I mean? So go to Brazil. We speak the same language. We already have a lot of scouts in Brazil. Just go bring Brazilian players. And I don't even care. Yeah. Do you know what? I'd rather, these teams. Yes, you can invest in one or two youngsters. Just go get players that are good enough. How did Inter Milan build a team to get to the Champions League final? They didn't have a bunch of youngsters. They knew they didn't have the money. They had like 32-year-olds, 33-year-olds, 28-year-olds. You know what I mean? But players that work within the system. Get an actual identity, a system. Players that can actually perform of the level. We don't always have to go for this, you know, youngsters this and youngster that and this player that will develop. Like, okay, you can have a couple of players that are developing, but then, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those ones where sometimes just go get players that are ready to perform now. You don't have to build a whole squad of potential. You can mix potential with experience, and that's the way I think that teams like Ajax and Benfica can grow and get to the next level. Like I said, Inter been doing it. You know what I mean? Atleti have a reputation of doing that. They add a bit of youngsters, you know, within their squad, but they've got a lot of players that, you know, are in their prime years or in their later years, but they're performing now at the level that they need. And then have certain other players, you know, that you may have on loan, or one or two you think are good enough for the team. But right now, I just don't get it, man. We're not buying. I feel like some of the players that we bought just haven't been of the level. Like Kokshu was here, he was rubbish. Artemis, he's rubbish. Otamendi, he's rubbish. You know what I mean? Like Andreas, he's annoying. Dedic, he's rubbish. Like, just go get players that actually fit a system, a philosophy, and are able to perform at the top level now. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, yeah, cool. You're not going to get the big sign, like the big money coming in for them, but at the same time, you're not forking out a lot of money for them. Do you know what I mean? You're not paying a premium because of their age or the league that they come from. So that's what I'd rather go and do, and that's what we kind of did with Pavlidis. Like, he's not a young player. He's 27, but he's better than all the other strikers that we got. So go get some more 27, 28, 29, 30-year-olds. If they're ready to perform now, that means we can win trophies now. I don't really care about this, because this whole generating youth for the bigger leagues, like you said, Enzo was only here for 6 months, bro. So really and truly, how long are we actually benefiting from these young players? Like, we're benefiting financially, but then again, at the same time, our recruitment hasn't been good enough. So, bro, I'm really like upset that the Socios voted with Rui Costa just because he's a legend of the club. I don't care if you're a legend of the club. You're a legend of the club as a player. Now being a president, bro, you need to go out there and get over the line, and you know what I mean? Like, you can't just be taking the piss, bro. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. Too much sentiment in football right now, man. It's annoying me.
It is so. And speaking about like scouting, man, I remember Portuguese teams were so good in scouting Brazilian players because I'm looking back at the days where Porto and you guys were literally like the apex of Portuguese football. Y'all were scouting some of the most talented Brazilian players I've ever seen. And even though some later on didn't really succeed, like Hulk, because Hulk was good at Porto, but at Zany, he wasn't that great. But y'all were able to scout these gems, and they were able to make a name for themselves somewhere else later on, like David Luiz, and even Argentina as well with Angel Di Maria. So that's what I'm missing right now at Portuguese football. Y'all not looking in South America, and Ajax as well. We're also not looking in South America anymore. I don't know why, because the last few players that were actually like solid for us were coming from South America. Even though you don't rate the Davinedas, though I know we had a conversation about that, but he was good for Ajax, man. And Ajax, I just don't know what it is, man. It's like we're losing our identity, or we're just believing too much in our own identity, that we're getting stubborn. And I think I'm mostly leaning towards number two. And I'm gonna tell you why though. Because Ajax and Dutch people have this habit of we invented something or we discovered something, we're gonna stick to it. Meanwhile, the game is moving on. Teams are getting better. Some smaller teams, even from unknown countries or smaller countries, are starting to move with the times and getting better than Ajax. Meanwhile, I still think that everything was like 1995 or 2019. No, that's what's happening with Ajax. We're stuck in the past with this whole Ajax DNA thing that is hurting the club more than it's benefiting us. Because I know at one point we had the best youth academy. Barca is now the best. They have the best youth academy, alongside maybe PSG or others, but Barca, right? We used to have 4 Champions Leagues. Well, Real Madrid got 15, Barca got 5 or 6 or something. Liverpool got 6. So it doesn't really matter anymore. Like, what can you do with the limited amount of funds that you have? Can you scout at least some talent, right, and some quality, even for cheap, because you can get it for cheap as well. Get like make something out of it, mold something out of it, and at least try to get us right back to winning silverware again. And I'm not even talking about the Champions League, because it's tough to win the Champions League nowadays with the amount of money that the Premier League teams are getting. PSG, Real Madrid, Barcelona, right? It's tough, but where we have a decent history for a club that's coming from a small country like the Netherlands. Four Champions Leagues. Not a lot of clubs can say that, and some of the biggest clubs don't even have 4 Champions Leagues. So we should at least be able to be taken serious outside of Europe, and it's not the case. We lost 5-1 against Chelsea that played at 70%, and they played their C team. Well, Yasser can approve to that. It was a C team. We lost against Inter that also played on 50%. They just won with 2 goals. Marseille didn't even put in the effort, and we still lost with 4. So we're the laughing stock, and Benfica as well, because Benfica used to be another club that was well respected outside of Europe. Even though it's been a long time that y'all won like European silverware, but Benfica was so well respected, and it's sad to see that both clubs, right, that has some stature of respect, of grandeur, of prestige, is now being looked at as laughing stocks. It's sad.
No, it's facts, bro. It's facts. And what you were saying about getting Brazilians, we bought Jonas for 8 million euros from Valencia. You know what I mean? And he went on to win us 4 league titles. Do you know what I mean? And he was scoring a bag of goals, bro. Ask the Porto fans about Jonas, bro. They hated him, bro.
Yeah, Jonas was good. Yeah.
And that's the thing, bro. He was a killer in Portugal. And this is the thing, like 8 million from Valencia. Why can't we go out there and buy these players like this now? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, a lot of these players that are overlooked in La Liga. They come to the Portuguese league or they go to the Dutch league and they'll perform. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, I have no expectation, unfortunately, because of money. And money rules football at the moment. I have no expectation of Benfica winning the Champions League. You probably have no expectation of Ajax winning the Champions League because
No.
of the money, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, they don't generate enough money from their leagues to do that. But one thing we generate enough money to do is to dominate our leagues in our respective countries. We do, because Benfica are the highest spenders, and I'm sure Ajax are probably the highest spenders or the richest club in the Netherlands. So it's like, win those then. Do you know what I mean? I know we've got Porto and you guys got Feyenoord and other teams like that, but at the same time, the amount of money that we generate, and then you look at the football, you look at the players, and you're just like, this ain't right, bro. Like, I think Benfica in the last 15 years, we've generated 1.3 billion pounds in player sales, bro. Where is that reflected in on the pitch, bro? Because it's not. Like, a fraction of that is used, you know what I mean, to spend on players, and the rest, allegedly, I don't know where it goes. You know what I mean? 1.3 billion, bro. Come on. And this is the best. I don't see why, you know, just Benfica just spend so much money. There's no reason why we can't become like a mini version of Bayern. And I'm not saying exactly at that level, but they're not in the richest league. I know the Bundesliga's got more money than both our leagues, but they're not like the most richest league. They don't have as much money as, you know, La Liga or the Prem. And yet you look at what they're able to establish. Even the Turkish teams, bro. Galatasaray, look at them getting like flipping. Well, they got Sane and Osimhen, and do you know what I mean? And it's like, bro, come on, what are we doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. It's frustrating.
I feel you with that, man. Because when I look at the Eredivisie, right? So our league and your league, I don't know what's called. It should be Liga Sagres. It's not Liga Sagres anymore.
No, it's just Liga Portugal.
Liga Portugal, right? I feel like the funds, right? Something's going wrong with between like the funding of clubs at both leagues, though, because I feel like the Premier League has that fixed, of course, with the TV rights and all the stuff. I feel like over here and in Portugal they should do the same thing, but both clubs are just horribly mismanaged, though. I don't like at the same time we should not rely on the league to help us. I feel like the club should just like
complacency, bro.
Yeah, complacency. Yeah, they need to find the right people to lead these clubs. That's what it comes down to, but though,
because you guys, you know what it is. They know that Ajax is what Ajax is. It's already established in Netherlands. They know what Benfica is. 36 league titles we got. Do you know what I'm saying? That's league titles, 20 odd cup trophies. So they're like, yo, we can just do what we want. When you look at Marseille, they got Aubameyang, they got Baishan, they got flipping Angel Gomez, they got Greenwood. Is man telling me that Marseille's got more money? I don't think they got more money, bro. They've generated 1.3 billion. No, they haven't. That league was supposed to, they had a deal in Ligue 1, yeah? I think it was a couple of seasons ago, where they were supposed to have this massive TV rights that fell through. And then most of their clubs went bankrupt. How all these clubs almost going bankrupt here, but they have an attacking lineup like that? That's levels above Benfica, bro. Levels. Do you know what I mean? And this is the frustrating thing. It's just like, they're second up against PSG. They're going against PSG. We don't have a PSG to go up against. You don't have a PSG to go up against. And look at the team that they're able to create. And look at the team that you've got. And look at the team that I've got. It leaves a lot to be desired, bro. What's the excuse? Their league was about to go bankrupt, bro. All the clubs are spending money anticipating that they were going to get this mega TV deal. And everyone's going to be earning like hundreds of millions pounds more. And it fell through. So it's like, come on, bro. And then they had to settle for like some TV deal that was only like half the money or something. I think they took a loss even from the previous deal that they had. So it's like, bro, how can Marseille have Aubameyang, Paixão, and flipping Greenwood and Angel Gomez, bro? How? It's ridiculous, bro.
That's why I'm so jealous of Marseille, though, because now all due respect to Marseille, but Ajax to me and Benfica, their history speaks for itself. So for those type of players to join Marseille, even though they have won the Champions League in the past and they have been winning titles in the past, like Ajax and Benfica are a little bit, higher in the hierarchy than Marseille, though. So yeah, but before we continue, let me just go through some comments, man. Of course, my fiance, thank you so much. My boy Yasser, Listen, man. Like is he calling you peanut head? Bro, don't speak too soon, man. Because we're gonna whoop your ass Sunday. I hope though, but we'll see, man. And big up AJ every time, man. Every time AJ, Danchum as well. Michael TV also big up, man.
Big up.
Yeah. Wait, let me see. This game screams 2-2. I do believe so, but I think Benfica is really going to win. Like Jose Mourinho, when he faces Dutch teams, always has some like weird type of like gameplay, and he still gets it over the line, though. Yeah, not the puff leaders. That looks like.
This guy. This guy.
Oh my god! But okay, so like, back to the Champions League though. So I know you faced Chelsea, right? Which other teams have you faced that were like decent or you should have beat?
Bro, I wouldn't say we should have beat, but we could have put up a better performance. To be honest, yeah, the Chelsea performance, yeah, it wasn't the worst performance I've ever seen, but at the same time, we just didn't do enough. Like there wasn't enough quality to just, at least get a draw at that game because Chelsea wasn't amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we had moments, but Bayer Leverkusen, you probably spend more money than us. Chelsea, they're expected to beat us. Let's be real. You know what I mean? Carrier Bag was the one that I was really fuming at. That's the one that I was pissed off. To lose 3-2 to Carrier Bag. And it's like, no disrespect to Carrier Bag, but come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Do you see why I'm not confident going up against Ajax, bro? We lost the Carrier Bag, bro. Come on.
No, you know what's funny? We also have to face we also have to face them away. That's crazy, and the way that we're playing, we might lose that as well.
Yeah,
that's
bro.
crazy. So like that's the team that we both are gonna lose to. Like y'all lost already, but we have to face them as well. Oh boy. Oh my god.
Yeah, bro. It's not easy, bro. It's not easy. When your clubs are playing like this, it ain't easy, bro, going up against them. You know what I mean? Uzbekistan League, bro. Uzbekistan League. We can't even beat a team from Uzbekistan. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. This is what I'm saying. I ain't got no chest, bro. I ain't got no chest.
Yeah, but so do I. So we're both in a tough spot at this point with both clubs, man.
Yes, is taking the piss about if Ajax beat Benfica, liquidate the channel.
Nah.
I might actually just stop the Benfica watch-alongs, bro, until the club gets back to where it needs to be.
So tomorrow's is the last one, and then after that, you're not going to do.
Bro, the thing is, like the Jonas time, yeah, we won like 4 league titles in a row. Like we had a dominant period, yeah.
Yeah.
Like we're just winning leagues, and then as soon as I start doing content, bro, that's it, bro. We start going into this bozo era, bro. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know, bro. Like the state of your team, and it's mad, yeah. The players that you guys had to where you are now, like that young, when you had, Ziyech and all those players, bro. It's mad. Yeah. Like you look at your team now, but this is the problem, yeah. When you rely too much on youth academy, like people overgas youth academy, but they don't realize the damage that it does to the club in terms of the state of the team being competitive. Because when you get all your best players stripped away, and the thing is, it's all, you know what I mean, delict, all these players just getting ripped off. Bro, like the academy can't keep up with you ripping up the team every year or every 2 years, bro. Like players do need time to develop. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm not saying that you should stay away from that. Look at Barcelona, they were $1 billion in debt and then they went back to La Masia. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, respectfully, our academies aren't of the level of La Masia. Even though our academies are very, very good and have generated us a lot of money, it's not La Masia, innit?
No, La Masia is upper echelon in terms of like their youth academy. You know, the players that they're producing. The last time we produced somebody like Lamine Yamal was in the 80s, and that was Arsenal legend and Ajax legend Dennis Bergkamp. That's the 80s, man. That's the last time we produced somebody like that. Of course, Gladys Seedorf, Eckhart Davis, right? Those were also good players, but Dennis Bergkamp was a little bit better. So it goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning, that we just have a hard time keeping our best players in this league and at Ajax because of course the salary is not as high as in the Premier League and all that stuff, and the challenges are better abroad than over here. That's the honest truth. And I feel like Barca has to better figure out in terms of like balancing. Okay, we have our youth academy, but we also need players from other leagues, right? Like the players that already like have a name for themselves to come in and do a job. I
Mm.
just need to find a balance between that because that 2019 team, right, with Ziyech, De Ligt, De Jong, um, Tadic, right, those guys, you know, we already knew they're not going to stay together for a long period. Luckily, we still were able to get some decent players, right? Like Anthony, he was good over here. Like call it what you want, but he was good over here.
Mm.
We were able to keep Masraoui for a while. We were able to insert Timber from the youth academy, Gravenberg, and
Blind didn't Blind go back?
oh yeah, Daily Blind. I forgot about Daily Blind, but he was also part of the 2019 team. Yeah, Daily Blind. So we were able to at least keep players, right, that were from that 2019 team
Mm.
to like a few more years. So Blind, Tadic, Masraoui, and somebody else I forgot, but that's the Donny van de Beek, right? So yeah, we were able to keep them around and bring in some new talents and also some other talents from abroad, and still create something. But somewhere in the last season of Ten Hag, I don't know what went wrong. Like Ten Hag left, then our technical director left Overmars because he was being a nasty dude, right? Klavenberg went to Bayern Munich. Masraoui went to Bayern Munich. Tagliafico left for Lyon. Tadi stayed. And then we brought Steven Bergwijn. Don't even get me started about Steven Bergwijn. We bought Kelvin Bassey, who is now at a. Don't even get me started on Kelvin Bassey. He was actually good at Fulham now, but when he came in, it's not Lisandro Martinez. Oh yeah, I forgot about Lisandro Martinez. Went to United. Anthony went to United, and we brought back players that were not as good as them or still needed time. Because we also got Conceição from Porto before he went to Juventus, and we didn't give him a chance. So that's where it starts. Like from at some point, we stopped giving talents a chance as well, but we also did not trust our youth academy to come in, or at least try some and say, okay, okay, those youth products are not good enough. Let's try some other youth products because we kept playing Brian Broby, right? You already know how I feel about Brian Broby. Kenneth Taylor, definitely one of the worst players I've ever seen in my fucking life. And many others that were not good enough, and they're still playing. Brian Broby just left now for Sunderland, right? But we still have some players that are just not good enough. And the whole pile of shit just kept adding and adding and adding for like 3 seasons now to the point where we are now. This is the worst Ajax of all time, and you can ask any Ajax
But
fan.
can you not go to like the Scandinavian leagues and go to like Swedish league and Norwegian league and stuff like that and pip their best players and stuff like, you know what I mean? Like where do you guys normally buy your players from?
Well, okay, so I'm gonna judge from what I'm used to, right? Like where I usually scouts is Scandinavia, so Denmark and Sweden.
Mm.
Norway, yeah, Norway as well. Norway, Brazil, Argentina, but we haven't scouted there for a long time. I don't know why. And Belgium. So those are like mostly the main countries where I scouts though. And we haven't been to Africa to me in a long time though, because we also have a scout like a lot of African talents as well. The last time was Mohamed Kudus, but he played in Denmark, right? But we haven't been to Nigeria, but because you remember Kanu who played for Arsenal? Yeah. Kanu, we scouted Kanu from somewhere in Nigeria. So we haven't done it in a while. We haven't come to Nigeria or Ghana or South Africa because we also have Stephen Pienaar, right? You don't forget Stephen Pienaar. We scouted him from South Africa. So we're not doing that anymore. Now we're scouting in Spain because now we have Raul Moro, right? And if you ask me, that's the worst moto I've ever seen. Right? I'd rather have Dominican moto than that moto that I'm seeing right now, man. That guy is ass, right? We also scouting somewhere in Croatia or something because we got a defender now, Sutalo, who's from Croatia, Dinamo Zagreb he came from. But that guy, he's quiet as a church mouse, man. He has no presence at all. I don't know what like the scouting reports to me look like they got scouting reports from Timu because we're getting players that are not quality, that can't do a job. I don't know what's happening with the scouting department at Ajax, man.
Have you guys got money or you cash strapped at the moment?
The problem is we have money but limited, and the problem is because we had Sven Mislintat 2 years ago. Was
Yeah.
also Arsenal, like if you
Yeah.
remember.
Diamond dice.
Yeah. That scammer, right? The last amount of money that we were able to get for like Calvin Bassey and many others that we sold, he spent it on some of the dump that we're having in his team now, and we cannot get rid of because he scammed it with like giving them a 5-year contract, right? And if we get to the Champions League, they'll get a upgrade on their contract. So we're stuck in the mud kind of with the money. So we have money, but also at the same time, we just cannot afford to spend as much money. So we're limited.
No, I hear that, man. I hear that. Do you know what? It's funny, yeah, because both our clubs are kind of going through the same nonsense. You know what I mean? Poor scouts, players coming in inferior to the players that are leaving. You know what I mean? And poor management of money, bro. Like I don't know where the money goes at Benfica. I don't know what we're doing. Like I don't even know why we didn't even address the defense in the summer. You know, like Otamendi's been there so poor for so long. I don't understand. Antonio Silva, he was supposed to be up there with Jean Neves, and look at the trajectory of both. Antonio Silva's been rubbish, you know, and it gets to a point where it's like there's only so much I can blame Otamendi for that because Antonio Silva individually still makes stupid mistakes. So it's like I'd rather just cash in on those players. You know, I've seen enough. I'd rather just cash in and go get better. But you know, it gets to a point where you're like, do you know what? Yeah. When you see the way your team perform, you're like, do you know what? Why can't we just fill the whole bench with some of the youth academy, the under 21s? They're at least going to show me more heart, more grit, more desire. Do you know what I mean? Something. Because sometimes it gets to a point where you're like, I already know what I'm going to get from my Arsenal. I don't need to keep seeing it. Surely there's someone in the academy that can do the basics, can progress the ball, can pass the ball, has vision. Do you know what I mean? I don't need sometimes you don't even need the mega stars. All you need is players that know how to do the basics correctly. And that's how it gets for me with Benfica. It's just like, bro, I'd rather just give a load of opportunities to a load of kids on the bench. Yeah, you got your starting lineup, the players that you're like, okay, they got something about them. And then the rest of them, sell them and just bring through a load of academy players. Because what's the point? Do you know what I mean? Like, I know we got this Ivanovic brother. He's a young striker. We're gonna see what he's doing. I'm not fully convinced. You know what I mean? But then again, he is young, so it'd be harsh of me to rip him apart. But at the same time, I'm just tired of seeing the same old rubbish, bro. Like I'm just tired of seeing the same old rubbish. At the end of the day, if they're gonna back Mourinho, for me, then back him. You know what I mean? This John Rago guy, he was okay in the cup game. Fine, give him an opportunity. Leandro Martins, he's just a steady Eddie. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather just cash in on him. Yeah, steady Eddie, bro. Aranjo, just sell him. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's just players there that I'm just like, bro, I'm just done with some players. Like, some players you can already see they're not gonna make it. Like, there's no point. Just cut your ties and just sell the player, bro. There's no point. But it is where it is, man. It is where it is.
Yeah, because like, where do you scout now? Because like I'm used to Benfica, of course, scouting like massively in Brazil and Argentina, and so like, where do you scout now? Like nowadays in 2025,
all over, really. Like, not, you know, all over. Like, yeah, we get certain South Americans. We're still scouting really the countries that we scout. Like, we still scout like, you know, the Swedens and Norways and stuff like that. We still go to South America. I just feel like the talent that we're recruiting is the problem. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think Sudakov is a bad signing, but it just leaves a lot more to be desired. I don't think Luka Bacchio is a bad signing, but still leaves a lot to be desired. And that's just the feeling I get. Barachea and Richard Rios, obviously South American players, cool. But, you know, obviously Pavlidis we got from AZ Alkmaar. So for me, it's more just the quality that we're picking up, not necessarily where we're scouting. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I just don't trust Rui Costa, bro. I don't think his scouting ability is that great, bro. And I'm very upset that now we have to do another 4 years with Rui Costa here, just stinking up the place. You know what I mean? It's just annoying, bro.
That's crazy, man. Rui Costa, one of the greatest Portuguese players of all time, and now he's a technical director for, like, how long has he been there?
He's been there now a couple of years, and now he's going to get another 4 years. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, though. So, like, Rui Costa is doing a bad job, but Benfica has given him a contract extension. Wow.
Sentiment, bro. Sentiment. Yeah. You know, when you got these players that are legends of the club, a lot of clubs, a lot of fan bases fall into this. You know what I mean? And the sentiment thing. Like, obviously, Xavi, he worked out for Barca. You know what I mean? Obviously, Zidane worked out for Madrid. But you know, most of the time, it don't work out, bro. Most of the time, it don't work out. Like, they don't have successful tenures. Like, we can say whatever we want about Xavi, but he won a league title. And they had no money. Do you get what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Zidane winning how many Champions Leagues? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a successful tenure. But, bro, most of the time, it don't work out like that. Do you know what I mean? And it's just... Didn't you guys had... the Man United goalkeeper? What was his name? Van der Sar. Wasn't it Van der Sar?
Yeah, Van der Sar was a director for us, yeah.
Yeah. How did he do?
You know, Van der Sar, and it's also like after mentioned Mark Overmars as well. Those two were doing in the beginning they were doing a good job. So when we were rebuilding, right, and then won 4 titles in a row, but then we had a little slump, and then we were back to winning titles again. They were doing a good job, but somewhere in 2022, I don't know what went wrong. Like,
didn't Overmars get caught with something? Like some...
Yeah, that's what I mean. He was being a nasty dude. That's what I was saying. This guy was being a perv. He was being Herbert the pervert, man. This guy was sending pictures of his willies to female colleagues at Ajax. That still work there, by the way. This guy thought he was still in his prime. Like, oh, I'm still a football player. Let me send some pictures of my willie to females. Like, bro, you have a wife and kids at home. Jeez, dog. Oh my God.
We're trying to give out them VIPs, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he thought he still played for Arsenal, man. Like, this guy, man. No, you 47 or something like that, man. Jeez. Nah, don't free Overmars. You're my dude.
Nah. We can't condone that, man. We can't condone that. You know what I mean?
He's just stupid.
We're laughing because it's ridiculous. And the thing is, if he's doing a good job, it's like, why risk your job? Why risk it, bro?
That's what I mean. But you know what it is? People that get in those positions, like, they feel like they're high and mighty. So they get lost into, like, oh, I have all this power. I have all this fame and all this stuff. So they get lost in the power that they can do anything they want. But at the end of the day, you'll get brought back down to earth. That's what happened to Overmars. And then Van der Sar, right? After that happened, he started making stupid decisions. So he put in 2 guys as technical directors that didn't know how to do the job. He also didn't bring back Peter Bos, who's now the manager of PSV, winning championships over there now. And some other mistakes. But before that, they were doing a good job. But I feel like they also did a bad job neglecting the youth academy, because we're like, the last time we actually brought forth players that were actually world-class talent is the Ligt and Masraoui. That was actually, to me, the last lineage where I would say, okay, those players look like they can become world beaters. After that, we didn't really do it. Like, Gravenberg's still part of that lineage to me, because he debuted that season where we went to the Champions League semifinal. So I don't really count him to with Timber, because that's the next lineage, Timber. And since then, the youth academy has been ass. I'm gonna be honest. Like if I look at other Dutch football clubs in the Eredivisie, they have like some of them have even better youth academies than us now. Feyenoord to me, PSV to me, and AZ Alkmaar, where Pavlidis came from. Those three to me at this moment have a better youth academy than Ajax. And that's our foundation, though. So it's crazy that our youth academy is not what it used to be.
No, I hear that, man. I hear that. I don't know, man. I don't know when things are gonna get fixed, bro. For my club, bro. I don't know when they're gonna get fixed for your club. I guess I don't know. But you know what? Sometimes, yeah, it's good that clubs go through this, yeah, because they need a wake up call. Clearly, things are going wrong, and too many people allegedly, you know what I mean, are being successful behind the scenes, getting little cutbacks, getting little deals. Certain people, do you know what I mean? Do you remember with like Valencia when they had who was that agent? Who was that agent again? I forgot his name. The Portuguese agent. How can I forget?
George Mendes?
George Mendes.
Yeah.
And the way that he was just getting all these, they were plummeting. Do you know what I mean? They even had Parajo or whatever. He went to Villarreal.
Parejo,
Do you
Parejo,
know what I mean? Parejo going to Villarreal, everything else. He was getting all his boys in there, and the club just going down. And you know what? Like, hopefully they get the club back. But sometimes, yeah, you just gotta. Clubs have got to suffer to learn, innit? Sometimes they got to suffer to learn, bro. We saw it with Arsenal, bro. Do you know what I mean? We had to lose Champions League to get serious about getting back into the league and competing for league titles.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, bro, sometimes things have to hit rock bottom for the club to understand, yo, you need to change your ways. This ain't working.
That's great. Well, before we get into because I have a question about your fan base though. Like, let me see, because we're now at 7 likes, people. I at least try to get a 10 likes today. So smash up the like button, man. Like. Yeah, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the Northside channel. Link is in the description. Name is also in the title, so go check it out because I'm also most of the time there for like the match reactions after Arsenal and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, big up, my guy. Big up. So yeah, question about your fan base though, because when I look at my fan base, right, and the way that Ajax is in right now, the situation we're in, our fan base is on Ajax ass. Pause. You know, so they ain't giving no breathing room to like make mistakes. And I don't know how Benfica fans, right? Because I've seen some clips in the past where like Benfica fans, they definitely let their voices be heard. You know, they talk about that it's shit and all that stuff. So how do your fan base respond to like the way Benfica is in 2025?
Bro, I just feel like clearly they love Jose Mourinho. Maybe the sentiment is we had Jose Mourinho before he went to Porto. We didn't give him the permanent job. So yeah, maybe they look at it like, yo, we already messed up before in the past when it was prime. Well, he was on the ascendance to get to prime Jose. We let him go to Porto. Obviously wins the league, wins the Champions League. You know what I mean? Obviously, he's still a top manager. So maybe it's kind of that because there's no coincidence that that's what got Rui Costa the votes. Because a lot of people are against Rui Costa. He got a lot of slack for Schmitty and Bruno Lage. He got a lot of, he got cussed for that. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody was happy with those appointments. So he knew that Jose Mourinho was the big name and rare tear. Obviously, right now we're 6 points off the top of Porto. So at the moment, it's not calamity. It's still early in the season, but at the same time, when you bring these big names, there's big expectation in it. That's the thing. You got to deliver because people are looking at it thinking, rah. And you know, Jose will kick up a fuss. That's the thing. Jose don't get his way. Jose will kick up a fuss. So Rui Costa is playing a dangerous game. You've bought yourself some time, but now you've got to get the signings in. You've got to back the manager. The manager's to be successful. If you're not successful, the fans are going to get onto you. If Jose doesn't get his players, he's going to switch on you. Do you know what I'm saying? So I mean, it doesn't help when Jose comes out the other day in the press conference saying, I wish I could make 9 subs. You know what I'm saying? That don't help. You know what I mean? Because it's like, come on, don't be stupid, bro. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's not calamity. We're still progressing in the cups. We're 6 points off the top. It's still within touching distance. But yeah, you got to get over the line because at the end of the day, finishing 3rd, 4th, it's basically Jose performing just as bad as Bruno Lage and Schmitty. So it's not going to be acceptable. You know what I mean? Hopefully, he can rebuild that defense, and hopefully, we can get a little bit more, some more clinical players in the attack, man. Because just leaning it all on Pavlidis ain't the one.
Yeah, yeah, because I do know that y'all played Porto already this season, and which was a tie game. Do you think that if you look at this Benfica, right? Do you think that this Benfica that you're having now is able to win the title or at least win the Taca de Portugal or something like that? Do you think that this team is able to do that?
Winning the league, I think no. I think Porto are too strong. It's not just it's the way they're playing, but can we? Can Benfica win the cup? Yeah, we could probably stink out the cup. I think the league is going to be a push. We can, but I think it's going to be difficult.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't think we're playing good enough to get over to win the league. But we could definitely be in a title race. 100% we could be in a title race.
Yeah, because how's Sporting doing, by the way? Because like, of course, they lost like some players. So how's Sporting doing?
They're doing all right, bro. They're winning their games. You know what I'm saying? They won against Santa Clara. They won a couple of games. Yeah, you know what I mean, Alverca as well. They won, so they're getting along. They're doing their thing, man. They got a decent team as well. They're playing some good football. So I can't really take anything from Sporting, but Porto is the one that's showing that they're really on it, bro. I can't lie. But yeah, Sporting are doing it. They still got Trincao. They still got, you know what I mean. They still got certain players there. They still got a very good defense, Inacio and Diamande as well. So they still got a lot of their good players still there. You know what I mean? So they're doing all right. They're doing all right, man.
Yeah, that's yeah, because Sporting, because we got Gyökeres from them and they lost some players. So I thought like Sporting would like at least not as good as last season. Because I remember Benfica actually made the Taca de Portugal final, right? Then you lost two penalties, right?
Mm.
Yeah. So I think Benfica should be able, if I look at it, to make back to the finals and win it this time. If you're not facing Porto, of course. But Porto, yeah, when I've seen Porto play a few times, that it's just, yeah, Farioli got the right team this time. You know, like he definitely ain't got Ajax, so you have to worry about some bullshit. You know, he getting the support, he getting the right players, and now he's able to play some attacking football, not pineapple pizza football, but piri piri chicken football. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to see. So yeah, Benfica, man, like it's just a sad situation though. But do you think that the fans will finally, like, I'm not saying that they have to crush the stadium and all this stuff, but do you think that the fans will protest and all this stuff if Benfica has another trophyless season and start calling for heads to fall?
I don't know, bro. After the way that they voted Rui Costa in, I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know what's changed. I don't know. I actually don't know. I'm disappointed with the fans. You know what I mean? After that, I don't really have much faith in them right now. I really don't. I really don't. They could have won change, bro, and they didn't vote for change. You know what I mean? They didn't vote for change, bro. So I don't know, bro.
They must be infected by the top Gunner disease or something like that.
Yeah, man. Like if you didn't want to change, then you can't be. You know what I mean? You wanted this. You know what I mean? So it's like they're gonna give it time in it and justify their decision. I don't know. I don't get it, bro. It's just because it's Jose Mourinho and it's Rui Costa in it. It's sentiment behind both of those appointments and keeping it is sentiment. But I feel like it looks better on paper than what it is in real life.
Yeah, but to be honest though, I don't see the sentiment. Like Jose Mourinho just came in, so of course, like he deserves a chance. But Rui Costa been there for like 4 years, you just said, or 5 years. So like y'all not been winning like that. So for how does he get the sentiment treatment? And that to me is kind of weird because I thought like Benfica fans were kind of ruthless, just like Ajax fans. Like, yeah, you were a legend of the club. You did a lot for the club. You did a lot for our nation. But bro, you don't get 6 years like Arteta at Arsenal, bro. Like you win now, or you fuck off.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I agree with you. I don't know what's going on, bro. I don't know what's going on, but
That's crazy. That's crazy because I like, of course, you follow Benfica more than I do. So I only hear from through you about Benfica, or if I see Benfica play coincidentally. So to see Benfica in the state, and also like that the fans are kind of like more like the Arsenal of Portugal, is is sad to see, because we're talking about a club that has won Champions Leagues in the past, that has uh, a lot of titles, a lot of silverware in the cabinet. For them to like just be okay with Rui Costa and whoever is in charge of the club to just fuck it up.
Mm. Nah, man, I hear it, bro. I hear it. But if anyone does like short 10-minute videos of Portuguese, what's going on with the Portuguese league, Throne FC, that's a channel that they do really good. It's all in English. He's a Portuguese guy, but it's all in English, and that's really good. It's only 10 minutes, and he breaks down the calamity going on there, bro. Like in like 10 minutes, like little. He's got really good edited videos of different things that's going on in Portugal, but. Bro, I have no faith, bro. I have no faith. You know what it is? Yeah, Throne FC. That's what it's called, Throne FC. Yeah, like that. Very good channel. Very, very, very good channel, and it's all in English. So there you go, bro. I just hope Mourinho's successful in it. I just hope Mourinho's successful, and what we do in January is going to tell me a lot in it. It's going to tell me a lot as to, you know, what the idea is in getting Jose into the club. So. If I don't see some defensive signings, yeah, it's going to be long.
It is though, man, because Benfica, even at their best, right, were able to like make European finals.
Yeah,
because they were in like in Europa League finals back in the 2010s, like against Porto. I remember that one, Chelsea. So it's not like Benfica is not able with limited funds, right? Because it's not the Premier League and all stuff. And the scouting that they're doing to go far. Benfica has been able to go far plenty of times.
And that was when the teams that got dropped out, like teams are dropping out of the Champions League, dropping into the Europa.
Yeah.
Now you don't even have that no more.
No, which is fucked up. I hate that new setup, man.
That's what helped Tottenham, bro.
But they're fucking like playing Bozo Glimp, and then they act like it's an achievement. Fuck that, man. Oh my god. I still can't believe that they won it, but it is what it is. You know, we gave him a receipt for that one, 4-1. How about that, fucking Spurs? You can shine that shit up, you know, that little Europa League that y'all won real nice and stick your shit up your culo. I don't give a fuck. You know nah, man. They were so, oh, man, the whole summer. Oh, Europa League, Champions of Europe. Nah, hold that, 4-1 as a hat trick. How about that? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Like Benfica, if y'all don't make Champions League next season, right? Do you think that Benfica will be able to, if they make the Europa League or Conference League, to win it or go far?
Nah, not in the state of the team. I wouldn't even trust us in the Europa. I'll be real, bro. We lost to Karabakh, bro.
But I feel the same way about Ajax, by the way. Like, especially with the players that we have now, man. We got Belgian Waffle, Garnacho, Mika Hots. We got Itakura, right? Oh, speaking about Japanese players, we're looking to sign Tomiyasu. I don't know what to make of it, bro. I don't know what to make of it.
Well, at least you won't see him on the pitch much.
No. So like he's just warming the bench. Like, oh my god, man. Like, tomorrow's game is gonna be fucked up, man. I just somebody's gonna rage, but I feel like it won't be you. Like, it'll be me.
Bro, if you have the expectation, you can't be disappointed.
Yeah, it is what it is. But you know what? Let's move on from like Ajax and Benfica, but let's talk a little bit about Arsenal, right? Because last night 4-1 win. Wednesday we're playing against Bayern. What do you expect of that game?
I think we're gonna lose. I just feel like they got too much for us. I can't lie. Obviously we got a chance. I'm not saying there's zero chance, but
yeah,
we don't have a good reputation against them. We don't have the heritage.
in terms of in the Champions League. I feel like the way that they're playing, I think he would have to resort to a plan B, and I don't know what Arteta's plan B is. But I will give Arteta some props. We did put 4 past Spurs, not relying on set pieces. Hopefully, he can continue that. Hopefully, we can continue that. I do think that we do have a chance of winning that game, but I don't know, man. You know what it is with Arteta? Like every season he wins big games, innit? Like he normally does his job against Spurs. You know, we beat Atletico this season. We beat Real Madrid last season. But there's always teams we go up against and they seem to have our number, bro. You know what I mean? And we'll see. We'll see, bro. I'm not, you know, one win doesn't make me all of a sudden believe in this manager. He's still got a lot to prove, bro. Like, we know we can win these games and we know that he can challenge. Can you be a winner? We'll see. You know, so he's let us down so many times now that it's like, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, it is true, Willette. Bayern just got to watch out for those Arsenal sim. Even then, Bayern is a very steady machine. You know, so like this season they've been considered one of the favorites to win the Champions League. So I don't know if like the set pieces are a threat to Bayern. It can be a threat, but I feel like with Gabriel not there, it's not as lethal to me, like with the set pieces that we're having though. Unless we're scoring some banger free kicks, but other than that, you know, I don't really expect much from Arsenal that game. I feel like maybe Arteta's gonna, you know, not take it as serious because I feel like the Chelsea game is something. It's a game that we want to win, of course. We want to win the league, but the Champions League is also needs something that needs to be taken serious, especially since we never won it. So I just hope that at least we get a draw. Then we get away with a point, though. If we lose, I'm not going to be so mad because Bayern is just lethal. Bayern is lethal, man. Like company got it figured out. Kane has been firing. Olise has been firing. And some other players they have been playing well. So Bayern is a threat, and I just expect Arsenal to at least draw and then move on to the Chelsea game and stomp Chelsea. Like, sorry, yes, sir, but we got to stomp you, you know, and win the league. And I'm with you definitely with Arteta, man. Like, it also goes back to like, you know, with Hooks last night on your stream, right? He was talking about, oh, you expect us to win every game and this and this and that. That's not the point, you know. Like to go invisible, no, invincible. It's a tough achievement. Not many teams have done that. Like, of course, you cannot win every game. I don't expect that. But what I do expect is some effort. I expect a plan B, and I expect the players to at least give it 110%. If you don't, if you do that and you still lose, I'll say, okay, cool. We lost, but we move on to live another day. But at this point, I just want Arsenal to grab every 3 points as possible, as much as possible, because we're talking about almost 22 years without a league title. 22 years. So like some of my favorite teams, like the Lakers never won every game, but we still got to win championships. Benfica didn't win every game. They still won championships. Ajax didn't win every game. We won championships. So it's not about winning every game. It's about just giving it your all and make sure you get it over the line. Arteta doesn't have that resume to get us over the line. So for us to all of a sudden praise him after one game against Spurs, cool, we whip their ass. We move on to the next game because Chelsea's waiting. And after Chelsea, another team's waiting. We move on till we get over the line.
That's what I'm saying, man. But we'll see, bro. We'll see. There's still a lot to prove. Still very early in the season.
It is because titles are not won in November. So of course we celebrating, but we move on to the next one, you know. So yeah, we're like moving on to like this weekend's game, right? Chelsea Ajax. Chelsea already whooped our ass, by the way, 5-1. Chelsea Arsenal. What do you expect from that game?
We can win, but we better not play the way we started that Sunderland game. If we play like that, then we'll be, you know, they've got some players that can hurt us. Pedro Neto, he performed well against Burnley the other day, so they got some players in form. They got some players that can hurt us. João Pedro, another one. So if we play well, we should be able to beat them. If we only turn up in the second half and don't play well for 90 minutes, then we could end up getting, dropping points in that game. That's how I look on it. We just need to focus on their weakness, their defense, and take it from there.
Yeah, yeah. Because Chelsea to me is kind of an unpredictable team. Because like sometimes they're good and sometimes they're shit, like Gattuso. So I just don't know what to expect from Chelsea, to be honest. But it's going to be a tough game. I just hope we can get away with a win. This season I'm not really like too much on the team for they have to play like super attacking football. I just want to get the 3 points and get this side over the line by any means necessary. So if we do that, then of course I'll be a happy man. So we'll see, man. Let me see before we end the stream though, because I gotta move on. Like, see how much likes are we on right now? 8 likes, people. Like, smash the like button, man. We're trying to get to 10 likes. Also, subscribe to Northside's channel, man. Link is in the description and in the title. And also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We are 124 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? We at least trying to get to 200 before. Nah, I don't know if that's possible, but shit, I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers, man. So yeah, man. We're gonna leave it at this. Tomorrow, of course, we're gonna do the watch long on your channel. Let the people know what you got planned for the rest of the week. What you got going on?
Yeah, man. Watch alongs. The Benfica Ajax watch along. Gonna do the Barca Chelsea watch along as well tomorrow. So tomorrow's gonna be a lot of watch alongs. So big up to everyone that will be tuning in for that. And then obviously the Arsenal game on Wednesday and shows there. So match reaction there. So yeah, man, a lot of content coming up, man. But big up, man. Love for having me on, bro.
Oh yeah, man. It's you know what I'm saying? I'm thankful for you, like, to be on my first ever live stream, man. It means a lot, because I would say, like, when it comes to this YouTube thing, like yes sir, like, are the guys that put me on this stuff. And to have you on it means a lot to me, you know what I'm saying? So of course, thank you to you. Before we go, because you mentioned Chelsea Barcelona, what do you expect from that game, by the way?
Barca, man. I'm moving to Barca, innit? You already know, bro. You know what I'm saying? No, bro. You already know, man. I'm already a Barcelona fan, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Barca side, BCN. Yeah.
Yeah, man. You already know, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
hopefully my teams can dunk on Lewis twice, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hope Barca win though, because like not that I hate Chelsea, but I like Barca more. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, it had to be your team, Yasser, twice this week. I hope, but yeah, man, it is what it is, man. We leave it at that. And again, subscribe to Northside, subscribe to this channel, and smash the like button, man. And we are out. Peace, people.
Love, man.